Om Shri Matre Namaha. Vedas are, we know, four. Generally three. Veda Trayi is called. Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda. Afterwards added Atharva Veda. Whatever, there are four Vedas. Generally, we people used to think Vedas mean the Purohits or Brahmin Pandits used to chant mantras, etc. We have a bad view regarding Vedas. Only Vedas mean only the Purohit who chant during marriage, festivity, or etc. No. There are so many subjects, so many sastras, so many sciences and technologies are hidden in Vedas. Not only hidden, it is explained, it is detailedly given in Vedas. Nowadays, what and all the science and technology we are using, these are all based on Vedas. According to our bad view, Vedas are not only mantras chanted by Purohits. Vedas are like a walking dictionary, like an encyclopedia for all the sastras and sciences in the world. That we should understand the greatness of Vedas. Unless we know, we cannot go through it well. Therefore, Vedas are meant to modify the science and technology. Now, what and all we see in this world, whatever they may be, science or technology, these are all already established, already discussed, already given in detail in Vedas. These are all followed according to Vedas, not alone. That type of knowledge we require. We people may not know well about Vedas in detail. Therefore, we have misconception about Vedas. That should be removed from our brain, our mind. Because there are so many solutions for given in Vedas for pollution of the mind. So many sciences are described. Whatever the science you take, and now take astrology, astronomy, numerology, or whatever the physiology, psychology, whatever the shastra you take, every shastras are derived from Vedas. That's why, except in India, bad luck, all the countries like Germany, they are all working hardly to get various scientific essence, knowledge from Vedas. They believe and they do it. It's a fortune or unfortunate in India, it is not encouraged well. When you come for Maharshi Vedic Institute in the worldwide, they used to do this only. They used to do research from Vedas. They used to collect various essence of science and technology from it. What and all we are telling nowadays, oh, technology of NASA scientists, that, these and all. These are all already we can find in Vedas. In Rodasi, the people are going in to land on moon. These and all already used as a Pushpak Vimana by our ancestors, gods, holy men. For example, Bhakta Tukaram, he also went on Pushpak Vimana to heaven. When we come across, there are so many scientific methods are derived from Vedas. Each and every Veda has its own. For example, when you come for Ayurveda, it is derived maximum from Atharva Veda. Construction, engineering work from Rigveda or Yajurveda. All the arts, singing, dancing, these are all Chitralekana come from, derived from Samaveda. That's why nothing is left in Vedas to flourish in the world. That's why today I took the topic of science and technology in Vedas. At least we can know the greatness of our Vedas and our tradition. First of all, prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Science is the essence of facts and its application is technology to realize the truth behind the facts. While Vedas are facts of holistic knowledge, Shastras establish interrelationship of these facts to realize the ultimate truth. Through several attempts were made earlier to focus one or two scientific aspects of codifying few technological aspects that were contained in the Vedas and Shastras, no adequate work is presented so widely and vividly as is done by various Vedic scholars. Various subjects which involve human well-being and nature cycle, such as physics, chemistry, medicine, space science, imagining technology and cosmic energy, are dealt in his work with authenticity by quoting corresponding scriptural facts along with physical laws of technology from ancient knowledge called Vedas. Simultaneously, no less effort is made to explore aspects of natural resources, including minerals, plants, and agricultural sources from ancient scriptures, which stand out in comparison well with our modern science and technology. It is well known that Indian scriptures are storehouse of knowledge. Even Sanskrit literature also storehouse of knowledge. But there are very few attempts to systematically classify them into known branches of knowledge and illustration manner of familiarize a lay reader with the richness of Indian past. The painstaking effort of Vedic scholars in this direction by picking up relevant extracts from literature like drops pricked from ocean and compiling them and translating has resulted in this book, which any reader can watch is unique. Today there is a worldwide interest in these Indian thoughts, leading to a considerable research in well-known universities across the world. Yoga, meditation, and holistic methods enunciated in our scriptures and recognized globally as sure remedies of happy and healthy living. Vedas, Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Gita, Purana, Ramayana and Mahabharata are considered holy texts containing information on all aspects of human activity, physical and spiritual. There are a galaxy of Sanskrit luminaries, Kalidasa, Panini, Bhasa, Bhama, Varahamihira, Bhartrhari, and many others whose works have inspired and enlightened generations of humankind over centuries. When you take work of Charaka, Samhita, Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, Leelavati and others deal with different aspects of science and sports, music, dance, architecture, weaponry, defense, vehicles, textiles, navigation, metallurgy, and spacecraft, to name a few. By observing ancient temples, paintings, and historical structures and monuments, one wonders about the technology prevalent several hundreds years ago. For example, the rusting iron pillar near Qutub Minar unravels the metallurgical experience of those times. Knowledge is classified as vidya and avidya, aparavidya. The former dealing with knowledge within and the latter with knowledge without vidya deals with philosophy and spirituality, linking man with God. The scriptures deal extensively with vidya. Critical commentaries on scriptures such as those by Adi Shankara guide an individual choose a path of God realization. This deals with the mind, body and soul, yoga, meditation, bhakti, jnana are different manifestations in this class. On the other hand, avidya deals with physical or external aspects such as science and technology and issues external to the human being. Vedic scholar has carefully chosen and discussed many topics from Sanskrit literature which dealt with geometry, chemistry, physics, agriculture, irrigation, rain forecasting, imaging, wave theory, healthcare, energy, cognition, computers, cosmology, quantum mechanics and quantum theory and unified theory also. Extracting computer concept from Vishnu Sahasranama is very interesting. Nobody knows. Now what and all we are praising computers, these concepts came from Vishnu Sahasranama. One day we will have a discussion only in this topic. While one may question on the validity of some of his proportions or propositions, none can question his sincerity in mining useful data from earlier Sanskrit literature, which make every Indian feel proud. We even see several interesting comparisons between Vedas and science and the concepts therein. It would give various concepts or glimpses of our ancestors' wisdom and scientific temper and inspire them in making India once again a global center of knowledge creation for the betterment of humanity. Since science and technology is too broad a term, one should focus on different branches of science. For example, one may to all the literature on Ayurveda and yoga for mind and health sciences. Atharva Veda, Bhaskaracharya, Leelavati, Aryabhata and other for mathematical sciences, as was done by Adi Shankara of Puri to outline Vedic mathematics. Indraha Vayuryamaschaiva Nairuto Madhyamastatha Ishanasya Kuberasya Agnirvaruna Evacha is an example of how many mathematical and scientific principles might be hidden or disguised. These would be tremendous scope to research and dedication, the disguised scientific truths. Mahabharata becomes a treatise on military science, also which was tutored by Dronacharya to the Kuru princes. For example, Parjanyastra could be the technology of artificial rains. It may be same as seeding the clouds, or it could be different. Agneyastra could be the missile technology. The chariots could be vehicle technology, and the horses be symbolizing the horsepower. Chanakya, on his political and economic science, he proved it well. Whole lot of management sciences can be deciphered from Bhagavad Gita and many of other scriptures. All the Shaddarshanani are treatises. Vastu Shastra, which is a parallel but may be more ancient than the Feng Shui concept from China. When Guru Drona made a differential treatment between his son Ashwamedha, that Ashwadhama, Arjuna made a device fast enough so that he could join in along with Ashwadhama. That must have been a pump in his lifetime. Another. Scriptures mention 7 heavens and 7 nether worlds, mean Patala. It is possible that the 7 heavens suggest the spheres above the environment above the earth, such as stratosphere, ionosphere, etc. And several netherworlds suggest 7 geodetic strata below the earth's terrain and oceanic surface. Bhrigu Samhita must be recognized primarily as a treatise on astronomy extend to astrology. Astrology seems to be primarily satisfied extrapolation of various astronomical permutations and a combination of planets, zodiacs, and also constellations by their motions and positives with reference to time and space. A shloka in the 10th book of Rigveda appears to be written for praising Lord Indra. The technical translation of the shloka gives a value of pi up to 28 digits accurately. It is not until the invention of the computers that the Western mathematicians could get this value up to 16 digits accurately. You will know how difficult it is. There were many inventions in the field of science and technology in ancient India. Since many persons of the present generation does not know them, they will be described briefly to enable the readers to have the basic understanding about it. The inventions of ancient India. Who invented calculus? The Western books say that Newton invented calculus. You can see this in Sanskrit mathematics text by Aryabhata and Bhaskaracharya, which were written many centuries before Newton, that they contain calculuses. For that matter, who invented numbers? The Indians. The ancient Romans did not know the number 0. Ancient Indians knew very large number like Mahogam and corresponding smaller decimal fractions. Pavluri Mallappa belongs to 12th century. Wrote Ganita Shastram in Telugu. One poem in the book starts like this to denote about it. Sarasasi Shakta Chandra Sarasayaka. The meaning appeared to be a poetic description of nature. Each word used in the poems has a mathematical terminology meaning. It deals with a mathematical problem. One grain is placed in the first square of the chessboard. Double of that number are placed in the second square, and so on. How many grains have to be placed in the last square? Who invented nuclear physics? Buddhist teacher Pakudha Katyayana taught atomic theory. How many of you know? Maharshi Kanada of 3rd century BC wrote atomic theory in Vaisheshika Sutras. Agni Purana gives a smaller magnitudes. The smallest of them is called Paramanu, which nearly equals 1 billion part of a meter. This value tallies with the size of an organic molecule calculated by the Western scientists. According to the Upanishads, the 5 elements of nature are earth, water, fire and space, means Akasha. One can easily guess that the earth represents the solid state, the water the liquid state, and the air gaseous state. The fire is the plasma, the 4th state of matter. Even though some nuclear particles are stable, Akasha means nuclear state. In the ancient Sanskrit text named Anusiddhantam, Maharshi Gautama described 3 models of microscopes through which atoms and electrons can be seen. Then, who were the first to calculate the velocity of light? The Rigveda Bhashyam by Shayana Madhava gives the following shloka praising the sun. Yojanam sahasre dve shatadve dve chayojane eke nanimeshadena kramamana namostute. See what a beautiful sloka. 1 yojana equals to 15,788.8 meters, and half nimesha equals to 8/75, fraction of second. This gives the velocity of light as 3,25,040 kilometers. We have to remember here that the above value is an approximate one, intended for easy remembrances, like remembering the value of pi as 22/7. It is better than the value of 2,15,000 kilometers given by Danish astronomer Ole Romer in 1676. Having discovered so many things, it is only logical to expect that our ancestors must have used light as the standard for length measurements. After all, modern science considers velocity of light to be a universal constant. The word Kramamana of the above sloka has the hidden meaning of gradual mechanical change. This will be default a little later. Vedas as basis for science. The Vedas cover all fields of knowledge, both material and spiritual. The Vedas constitute the principal source of ancient wisdom, and the Upavedas and Upanishads are an integral part of the Vedic texts. The Upanishads are of philosophical nature, and it is actually the Upaveda that contain information which could be regarded as forming the basis for modern science. To mention a few, Arthavada dealing with statecraft. Ayurveda concerns medicine and health. Dhanurveda discusses military science. Gandharva Veda unfolds music and arts. Sthapatya Veda explains about art and architecture. The Vedas and its concept of science have always been linked to spirituality, and this happens to be one of the reasons for their lack of recognition. The Vedas have sciences as integral part of the religion, and ascetics and seers who have contributed were true and they are tireless. Seekers of knowledge and wisdom, their pursuit of knowledge was very much akin to the use of modern scientists. Most of the modern discoveries have been referred to in the Vedas, and these are not mere literary concepts, but proofs are available for their existence. The Vedic concepts as the basis of science of India would be useful to examine its impact on modern science. Medicine, its relevance as found in Vedas. Medicine was considered a divine stuff, and great care was experienced for the purity of the drug, and there were codes of conduct for the physician to follow. Nowadays, doctors are typical in character. That's why the doctors became commercial. No, there were one of the Sanskrit scholars who suffered a lot. Through him, praised like this: Vaidyanamastubhyam Yamaraja Sahodara Yamastu Pranan Harati Tvam tu Pranadhananicha. Oh, Vaidya, God of Vaidya, physician, I salute you, because Yama takes only lives, you take lives along with wealth. For funny. Methods of formulation, synthesis of drugs, proper mode of administering the drugs were adequately documented. Saraha Samhita clearly stipulates rules for these and is a part of Ayurveda. Even surgical procedures and implementations are dealt in the classic of Sushruta. The ancient formulations like Kayakalpa modern drug formulators, blending of noble metals like gold, silver and mercury with certain herbs, and their administration has sound basis in modern medicine too. This could be traced to the present by practice of administering the metallic salts as micronutrients. In the daily routine worship, also use a particular herbs are stipulated which have medicinal properties. Classic examples that are being followed to this day include Tulasi, Bilva and Neem, to a state of few. Study of space and military relatives concept in the Vedas. Dhanurveda explains in great detail the organization of armed forces. The military of the times, well-defined rules have been laid out regarding armaments and warfare. There were also mention of missiles and other weapons in the literature. Weapons are usually used in those days. It is really amazing that conceptually the rules and arts are comparable to modern time. The strength of the army was measured in terms of acrony, which is synonymous with that obtaining in modern parlance. There were also well-planned traps known as vyuhas to capture enemy. These well-defined strategies are given names based on their shapes, like Padma means lotus, Chakra, Vrishchika, etc. Spacecrafts are referred as Pushpaka Vimana in the literature, and surprisingly their mode of taking resembles that modern of aircraft. The Rigveda refers to the cosmology known as Sankhya, which lies at the base of both Ayurveda and Yoga. Contains verses on the nature of health and disease pathogenesis and principles of treatment. Kaya balagrahordvanga shalyadam shajara vrushan ashtavangani dasyahu chikitsayesu samsrita vayu pittam kapashyeti त्रयोदोषा समासतः विकृताति विकृता देहं ग्रन्थिते वर्तयन्ति च. अष्टांग हृदयंलो प्रथम अध्यायम. अष्टांग हृदयम lists 8 branches of Ayurveda. They are Kaya Chikitsa, means internal medicine, Bala Chikitsa, treatment of children, Graha Chikitsa, dermatology, psychology, Urdhvanga Chikitsa, the treatment of disease above the clavicle, Shalya Vichikta, surgery, Damsha Vichikta, toxicology, Jara Chikitsa, geriatrics, regeneration, and Vrisha Chikitsa, aphrodisiac therapy. The Vedic priests are not only performing religious rites and ceremonies, they were Vaidyas, the sage physician surgeon, were realized health as a man integral part of spiritual life. Thus we can find science and technology in Vedas. In this way, let us conclude. Shri Kantaya Kalyana Nade Dram Shri Venkatramashaya Srinivasaya Mangalamangala Sampariyamadacharya Sarvesha Purve Rasarya Sadhutaya Stamangalam.